Today we have a radical change to the environment on the southwest corner of the property. Our neighbors are cutting their very tall trees way back, and so we do have plans for the area, putting in some partial shade plants today, but they should grow a lot faster with the sunlight, and hopefully they'll do really well. Okay, so here we are at the bottom of the hill, and a project a couple weeks ago, and it was a big project, was putting in this jaboticaba. This particular plant was in a 100-gallon pot and rather heavy, almost impossible to move without machinery, but we managed to do it. A two-person job, and we cut a lot of the roots and soil off so that it was possible to move it. And so anyway, that's in, busy getting established, and today I'm going to add two other plants to this special environment down here. One is a miracle fruit, does well in partial shade, and the other is persimmon. And the persimmon variety is a low chill variety that I'm planting, and so it doesn't need as much cold to fruit. I planted one years ago, never got fruit, so this is, I'm thinking, going to work out. And even though it is a low chill variety, this part of the property gets colder than the rest of the property because it is lower. And so that extra cold should help the persimmon do even better. The persimmon is something that likes to be in well-drained soils, so I'm actually not going to plant it right here where I'm standing, but just slightly up the hill, and so it doesn't have wet feet for too long. First plant I'm going to put in the ground is miracle fruit, and I'm going to put in right about here. There's the jackfruit that I planted a while ago. It's still small, but it's surviving right there. And then we have the jaboticaba over there, bananas in between. So I think it's going to be out of all these other plants' way, and it can have a nice little life on its own right here. This particular plant, sort of strange. It's got, I'd say, 4 inches of soil in there, and this is a large pot. And the story behind this plant is that it actually grew from seed. This is the big leaf variety of miracle fruit. It just started growing, and it was neglected, and it kept growing. This has been in this pot for years. It's, under these conditions, it doesn't grow very quickly. Hopefully when it gets in the ground, it'll grow more quickly. Since there's not a lot of roots and soil, you don't have to dig a big deep hole. So the roots need to be broken up a little bit. So I'll do that when it's in place. Actually, because these roots are exposed, I'm going to dig it a little deeper so we can cover these roots up with soil. Okay, so planting part is done, but this particular plant suffered wind damage or falling branch or something, and there's a big break in this particular branch. So this is the perfect opportunity to cut this back, as it'll have less to support as it's working on its establishing in this new environment. So I'll just cut down to healthy wood here. It's rather hard woods. Yay! But that's something you don't want on your tree, so definitely tough wood, but we got it out. So sometimes this happens. The dogs appreciate fresh, fluffy dirt, sort of compromise the mound, but when I come back with a bucket of water, I'll redo the mound, and so at least for a few days the water will go into the root system without too much trouble. So anyway, hard to keep the dogs away from it. So Persimmon is next. It doesn't like to have the wet feet, so even though I'm like 15 feet away from the miracle fruit, this is going to be drier soil. It's probably 10 inches higher in elevation. So anyway, I'll put it right in here and hope it does well. So while this is out of the pot, I'm going to take this opportunity to take some of these roots for grass roots out. Okay, I think we're there. I'm actually going to take some soil out. There's no air pockets in here. Okay, so that's it for the persimmon, except for, of course, watering it. I need to go get a bucket of water, put it on there. But just got the miracle fruit and the persimmon added to our collection down the hill. So it's looking good. We're going to have all sorts of different fruit trees down here that we haven't yet had. So the major one that we're waiting on still is carambola. We have root pruned a rather large carambola, and so Coming up in maybe another month, we will have a video on transplanting an established tree, and that will be the carambola, starting at up the hill and ending up down the hill. So gravity's going to be on our side on that move. But for now, we've got of course, the bananas that were already here, jackfruit that came fairly recently, jaboticaba came next, and then miracle fruit and persimmon.